Hey, what's up everyone? It's spooky season, and that means we're going to be playing with commanders from the new Duskmourn set. Let's play some Magic. Hey everyone, it's Jason, and today I'm going to be playing Winter Misanthropic Guide. It's basically a group hug deck.
Hey, it's Matt. I have put together Zimone Mystery Unraveler. I built it as a landfall deck, except that I took out all of the good landfall payoffs and put in a bunch of morphs and stuff, so hopefully that works out.
It's Jackson, back this time playing Aminatou, Veil Piercer. Plan today is to manipulate the top of my deck and try to miracle out a bunch of big enchantments and maybe punch my opponents in the face with them.
Howdy guys, today it's Nate, and I'm playing Valgavoth, Harrower of Souls. My plan is to be everyone's worst nightmare, getting old. I'm gonna make everything hurt. You play a land, it hurts. You start your turn, it hurts. You activate anything, it hurts. You draw cards, it hurts.
This episode is sponsored by Card Trader, the global card marketplace with a massive variety of cards available for Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and more. Tired of ordering from multiple sellers and having to pay multiple instances of shipping? Card Trader has you covered with the Card Trader Zero system. Order from multiple sellers and they will send their cards directly to the Card Trader warehouse to be safely stored on your behalf. Then have Card Trader send any or all of the cards being stored directly to you for one single shipping cost. Head over to cardtrader.com and use the promo code DANK, all capitals, to receive 5% off your first order. Also, please consider using the affiliate link in the description box below to help support the show. Hey everyone, let's go ahead and roll off. I got a 7.
11.
6.
Hey,
I've done it.
good job, Matt.
It'll be silly, but I like it.
Fine by me.
I'm gonna keep my hand.
Alright, I'm going to start the game by drawing a card. Land for turn is Rejuvenating Springs, which I will use to cast a Burgeoning. Whenever an opponent plays a land, I can put a land from my hand onto the battlefield. Pass turn.
Don't play lands, guys.
Huh?
I will play a Sea of Clouds.
I will trigger Burgeoning, and I'll put in this tapped Breeding Pool.
I will tap Sea of Clouds for a land sax.
Nice.
Pass turn.
Draw, shock in a Blood Crypt,
Trigger Burgeoning, I'll put in a Prismatic Vista.
tap the Blood Crypt to cast a Dark Ritual, adding 3 black to my mana pool, 2 of it to cast an Arcane Signet, and the 1 floating for a Ruby Medallion. My red spells cost 1 less to cast. Take it.
I'll draw. I'll play a Stomping Ground.
Trigger Burgeoning.
Yep,
I'm out of lands.
Okay.
I'll take 2, and I will pass turn.
End step, I'm going to fetch. I will get a basic island. Untap and draw. I'm going to play this Blooded Strand as land for turn. Guess what I drew this turn? Pay 2 mana for a Sylvan Library. What?
Untap, upkeep. Look at all those lands over there. I'm gonna get an island. I might as well get one of each. I will go Swan for turn. Pay 1 for a Mist of Remora.
Gross.
In response to Mystic Remora, we're going to Nature's Claim, Sylvan Library.
Fine.
Any other responses to the fish?
Nope.
Cool. I'm gonna end step, discard a Shadowy Backstreet.
Let's play the Swamp for turn. 3, cost reduced. We will cast Valgavoth, Harrower of Souls. Flying a 4/4 with ward, pay 2 life. When an opponent loses life for the first time on their turn, I put a +1 counter on Valgavoth and draw a card. So you go.
Okay, I'm gonna untap and draw. I will play a Mountain, and then I'm going to Nature's Lore.
You're gonna pay 4?
No, yeah, you got that. I'm gonna search for a Overgrown Tomb. It's tapped. Go ahead.
At the beginning of your end step, I will lose life on your turn for obvious reasons to fetch.
I'll find a way to get you guys eventually.
I found Hedge Maze. When it enters, I get to surveil, so I'll do that. Card is fine. I will untap and go to my turn. Not in that order. I'm going to pay 4 mana for my commander, Zimone Mystery Unraveler. Landfall. When land I control enters Manifest Dread. This is the first time this ability is resolved this turn. Otherwise, you may turn permanent you control face up. I got no lands. Pass.
Upkeep, I will not do a land sax. I will pay for fish.
Gets older.
Play an island, 1 for a Soul Ring, then I will pass turn.
2 red, cost reduced by 1. Zozu the Punisher.
Gross.
When a land enters the battlefield, Zozu the Punisher deals 2 damage to that land's controller. We will go to combat. We'll start at the player with the most life. Matt, 4 in the air.
Sure.
Say go.
I'll play a Basic Forest. I'll
With
take
the-
2 damage from Zozu.
Jason, you lost life on your turn. I'm going to put a counter on Valgavoth and draw a card.
Okay, I'm gonna pay 4 for my commander. He's a 3/4, ward 2. At the beginning of my upkeep, each player draws 2 cards, and then he has Delirium. As long as there are 4 more different card types among cards in my graveyard, each opponent's hand size equals 7 minus the number of those types of cards. And I will pass.
Untap and draw. 1, 2. I'm going to cast a non-creature spell. Trade Routes. I'm not going to pay the 4. It is an enchantment. I can pay 1 to return a land I control to its owner's hand, and I can pay 1 and discard a land card to draw a card. Isn't that swell? I'm going to attack you back.
That's fair.
Okay, pass.
Upkeep, I will pay for fish. I will not go fetch for it with land tax. Plains.
Trigger Zozu, trigger Burgeoning. I will respond to the Burgeoning trigger by returning a land I control to its owner's hand. It's going to be this one. I will put a land into play. Trigger Zozu, trigger Zimone. I will respond to the Zozu by casting Cyber Conversion on your commander. It will turn face down as a 2/2.
Pay 2 life. It has ward pay 2 life.
I will pay 2 life.
Did you pay for Remora Cyber Conversion?
I didn't.
I draw a card.
Then I will take 2 damage, and then I will manifest Dread. Rabid Hybridization will go to my graveyard, and I'll put this face down 2/2 into play.
My land now enters play. I'm gonna pay 4 for a Smothering Tithe.
Gross.
I'm gonna discard this Flooded Terrain.
Draw. Not paying for Smothering Tithe. It's all yours.
I'll make a treasure.
3. Cast a Forsaken Wastes. Players can't gain life. During each player's upkeep, they lose 1 life. This has been errated. If you target Forsaken Wastes with a spell, you lose 5 life.
You're gonna pay the Remora?
I would love to, but I cannot.
Neat.
Combat, swing 3 at you.
And take 3.
There you go.
Okay, untapping, upkeeping, everyone will draw 2 cards. I presume no one is paying for any Smothering Tides
I have
triggers.
no mana to pay for Smothering Tithe.
6 more treasures? May I have some more dice, please?
No, you may not.
Then I will do my regular draw, also not paying.
You also lose 1 on your upkeep. Forsaken Wastes.
I'll play a Bloodstained Mire. I will take 2 from Zozu. I'm winning the race. 3 mana for 6. It's a 2/4 legendary creature Treefolk with Reach. Whenever 6 attacks, I mill 3 cards, and I may put a land card from among them into my hand. As long as it's my turn, non-land permanent cards in your graveyard have Retrace. I will swing on Jackson for 3 damage. I will pass the turn.
I'll lose 1 during my upkeep. Draw for turn.
You drew. You gonna pay for some Smothering
I'll
Tithe?
pay 3 life to lose 2 additional life to put Seagate Reborn into play. Trigger Zimone. I will manifest Dread. This is going to enter face down. Ghost Town will go to the graveyard. I'm going to play a face down creature of some sort. And then I'm going to attack you for 5.
I feel so attacked right now.
Pass the turn.
I will pay for fish. I will not take my land tax, and I will draw a card.
You lose a life on Forsaken Wastes.
Don't play an island for turn.
Trigger Burgeoning. I'm going to pay 1 and return this Rejuvenating Springs. And I'll put it into play, taking 2 damage from Zozu, but I get to manifest Dread again. Lotus Cobra goes to the graveyard.
4 treasures. I'm gonna cast Aminatou, Veil Piercer. At the beginning of my upkeep, I surveilled 2. Each enchantment card in my hand has Miracle, where its Miracle cost is its mana cost reduced by 4. 4, I'm gonna cast Archon of Sun's Grace. Flying lifelink 3/3. Pegasus creatures I control have lifelink, and whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under my control, I create a 2/2 Pegasus. 2 and a treasure. Gift of Immortality on Aminatou. When an enchanted creature dies, I return it to the battlefield under my control. Then return Gift of Immortality to the battlefield attached to that creature at the beginning of the next end step. An enchantment entered the battlefield. I make a 2/2 Pegasus. Pass turn.
Before you do that, I'm gonna sack this Bloodstained Mire and go get a land. I will take 2 from Zozu, get a Blood Crypt.
Hey, we're Blood Crypt Rose.
Give this shit here, alright?
Wow.
Harsh.
Okay, there's 3 things in my graveyard, 3 different kinds of things. I will then pay 2. I am not going to pay for Remora. I'm going to demand answers. It's an instant. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice an artifact, or discard a card. Draw 2 cards. I'm going to discard this battle. It's an invasion of Urgamon. That makes 4 different types in my graveyard. Everyone has a max hand size of 3.
Opponents or everyone?
Opponents.
You can't pay for Smothering Tithe with either of those draws.
Correct.
Down to cleanup. I will discard a Sink into Stupor, an Enduring Tenacity, Revenge of Ravens, an Exquisite Blood. This sucks. A 1 with the Multiverse, and a Farewell.
I'm gonna take 1 from Forsaken Wastes. Draw.
Pay for your Smothering Tithe.
I am not paying for that damn Smothering Tithe. 2. Screaming Nemesis.
It looks like at some point you forgot to play more lands.
I haven't drawn any. This is unfortunate. Screaming Nemesis is a 3/3 with haste that when Screaming Nemesis is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any other target. If a player is dealt damage this way, they can't gain life for the rest of the game. 1 red, cost reduced by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I'm going to cast a Blasphemous Act. I'm going to deal 13 damage to all creatures. Trigger Screaming Nemesis. I'm going to deal 13 damage to Jackson. You can't gain life forever.
That is extremely rude.
I cannot pay for the Mystic Remoria. There's your card.
Aminatou comes back.
And then I'm going to play my mountain for turn that I got. Sego.
At the end step, Gift of Immortality comes back.
Beginning of your upkeep, take 1 from Forsaken Wastes.
Yeah, that's after my untap though. Damn. Give me a minute. I'm gonna draw.
Pay for Tithe.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna start off with a Raucous Theater. When it comes into play, I will Surveil.
Somebody in the comments, please total the amount of damage Zozu did. I would like to know.
I'm gonna put this Underground Mortuary into my graveyard. I'm gonna pay 2 for a Wrenn and 6.
You're gonna pay for Remora.
No.
On my draw, I'm gonna pay a blue for treasures. Shark Typhoon. Whenever I cast a non-creature spell, I create an XX blue shark creature token with flying, where X is that spell's mana value. Anyway, continue.
I'm gonna put this Bloodstained Mire into my hand. Jackson, have another card.
Yay.
I'm gonna traverse the Ulinwald. I can search my life for a basic land card, or if I have Delirium, I can search for a creature or land card. I'm gonna put a Haywire Mite to hand. I'm gonna pay 1 for Haywire Mite, pay green, and sack it to kill Shark Typhoon.
Aw.
I now have 6 card types in my graveyard. Go ahead. If you appreciate the content we're creating and you'd like to support us here at the Dungeon, the #1 way to do so is to sign up over on our Patreon page. Some of the Patreon benefits include access to our full deck lists, voting privileges for polls held over on our Patreon, and shoutouts at the end of every video to let everyone know how awesome you are. If money's tight and becoming a patron isn't the best option for you right now, we totally get it. Simply liking our videos or subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, or commenting down below all help as well, and are totally free. Thank you all for watching and enjoy the game.
On your upkeep, you'll take 1 from Forsaken Wastes.
Sure, thank you.
Pay for Tithe.
Nope. I'm going to play a face down 2/2, and I will pass the turn.
On your upkeep,
I take 1.
take 1 from Forsaken Wastes.
Do I pay for fish? The fish shall pass
Pass away?
Pass away.
You got it.
I will pass on the land tax as well. Surveil 2. Put these back in this particular order. Then I will draw. Hey, look, it's an enchantment I can play. I'm gonna pay a blue for an Estrid's Invocation. May have it enter as a copy of an enchantment I control, except it has at the beginning of my upkeep, I may exile this enchantment if I do return it to the battlefield under its owner's control.
What is it?
It'll be another Smothering Tithe.
Disgusting.
I'm gonna play this Hall of Heliod's Generosity. I'm gonna use my 5 treasures. I'm gonna play an Ondu Spirit Dancer. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under my control, I may create a token that's a copy of it. I can only do this once per turn. Nate, why don't you take 2?
That's probably fair.
And I will pass turn.
On my upkeep, take 1 from Forsaken Wastes. Let's play the Swamp for turn. I'm not going to pay for Smothering Tithe. I'm not going to pay for Smothering Tithe. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to cast a Soot Imp. Flying 1/2. Whenever a player plays a non-black spell, that player loses 1 life. 2 for a Lightning Greaves. Soot Imp with a pair of pants on his weird chicken legs and fly in the air at my buddy Jackson over here for 1. And pass turn.
I'll go to my turn. I will untap. I will take 1 from that enchantment over there.
Pay for tithe, pay for tithe.
Nope. Play this Bloodstained Mire. 6 mana for my commander. There he is. He's back. Everyone's hand size is currently reduced by 6.
Nice.
Gross.
I'm going to pop this Bloodstained Mire. I'm just going to get a basic swamp. Life seems good right now. Uptick. Wrenn and 6. Put this Bloodstained Mire back in my hand.
Says life is good. Still returns the fetch land.
I'll pay 1 for a Soul Guide Lantern.
That is a non-black spell. You lose 1.
Damn, you got me. When it enters the battlefield, exile target card from a graveyard. I can also tap it and sack it to exile each opponent's graveyard. I can also pay 1 and sack it to draw a card.
I will respond.
Okay.
I'm going to Megamorph my Den Protector.
As you do.
As you do.
As you do.
Cyber Conversion.
This resolves. We'll hit 1 with the Multiverse.
In response,
Yeah.
I will pay 2 and tap Heliod's Generosity to put 1 with the Multiverse on top of my...
Tap this and sack to exile all of your graveyards.
That's fine.
That's it. That's my turn.
I will lose a life due to the thing. I will untap and draw. I'm going to start by sending this 3/2 your way.
That's kind of rude.
You know it. I am then going to Cyber Conversion your commander.
Yeah, okay.
That is a non-black spell.
Yep. I'm going to cast another one real quick.
You lose 1.
Roll of Fate. I can tap it to manifest a card from my hand, which I will do. End step. My max hand size is 1, so I will discard Spellskite and Echo Tracer.
Also on your end step, I'm up path to exile my own 2/2.
Sure.
I'm gonna go get a land.
At the non-black spell lose 1.
Another swamp. Untap.
On your upkeep, you lose 1 from the Forsaken Wastes.
I will bounce Estrid's Invocation. It'll enter as a copy of Smothering Tithe. I will trigger Undo Spirit Dancer. I make a token copy of Estrid's Invocation. Enter play as another Smothering Tithe.
We get it. You have mana.
Island for turn. Play my commander. This sucks, man. Pay a white. I'll take the 1. I'm gonna Enlighten Tutor. I'm gonna get A Cacophony Unleashed. I'll pass turn.
On my upkeep, I take 1 from Forsaken Wastes.
You gonna pay for my 3 tides?
I'm not going to pay for those 3 tithes. 6. Cast Valgavoth, Harrower of Souls. Go to move Greaves over to Valgavoth.
No punchy, please.
Sorry, bud. Punchy, please.
Aww.
I'm going to swing Valgavoth at Jackson, finishing what I started. I'll play my land for turn being this Rakos Theater. I get to surveil one.
Hey, now you're the threat, Nate.
Yeah. I'm gonna put a demonic console in my graveyard. End step, my hand size is reduced by 6. I'm gonna discard a Blood Artist and a Gix Yawgmoth Praetor.
Over to me, I will untap, take 1.
Trigger Valgavoth. It'll get a counter, I'll draw a card.
We'll all draw 2 cards. 3 mana. Brass's Tunnel Grinder. When this enters the battlefield, I discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards plus 1.
That's a non-black spell, you lose life.
Discard Bitter Reunion, Llanowar Waste, Bloodstained Mire, and a Swamp to draw 5. Bitter Reunion makes it the 7th type in my graveyard. I'm going to +1 Wrenn and 6, Swamp into my hand. I'll play it. B2 for a Secure Tribe Elder. I will take 1. That's not a black card. Pay 1 for an Expedition map. It's not black. Winter will come at you.
How big is it?
3/4.
Winter is coming!
I will pass my turn.
I'm going to go to my turn and lose a life.
Valgavoth. It'll get a counter and I'll draw a card.
Sweet, awesome. Basic island. 6. I will finally get my commander back out and lose a life, which is sweet. I will tap to manifest a card. It's going to be this one. And I will go to combat. 5s your way.
Take that to the face.
End step, I will discard my entire hand, which is 2 lands.
My upkeep, I will lose 1. Start by playing a command tower. 3. I'm going to cast a Hissing Miasma. Whenever a creature attacks me, its controller loses a life. 3. Rug of Smothering. It's a 1/3 with flying. When a player casts a spell, they lose 1 life for each spell they've cast this turn.
It's not a black spell.
You lose a life.
Go to combat. Jason, I'm going to swing 6 in the air at you. Pass turn, I'm going to discard a Chaos Warp, a Tainted Peak, and a Bajouth Bug.
End your turn. I'm going to sack Expedition Mac. I'm going to sack Steve. Grab some stuff. Get a basic forest into play. Shifting woodland into hand. I'm going to take 1 damage in my upkeep.
I'm going to trigger Valgavoth, and then we all draw 2.
And it will drop for turn. Shifting woodland for turn. Comes in untapped because I control the forest. I'm going to pay 6 mana or Invasion of Ikoria. It's not a black spell. I'll take 1.
2, because of smothering.
Gotcha. Shieldred the Apocalypse will come into play.
Oh, that's gross.
This battle will be defended by Nate. I will uptick Wrenn and 6. I'll get a land. Bloodstained Mire. It's 3 your way. Commander. I'm going to discard Bloodstained Mire and Spire Garden. Go ahead.
Tap upkeep, I'll lose a life, and then I will lose 2 more by casting Mystical Tutor.
Valgavoth triggered. I'll get a counter. I'll draw a card. I'll lose 2 from Shieldred.
I'm gonna go find Green Sun Zenith and put it on top of my deck. Draw for turn and lose 2 life.
Shieldred.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
love it that you were doing that. Land for turn is Waterlock Grove. We're gonna manifest Dread off of Zimone because I've played a land. That one's better than this one. Oracle of Moldiah will go to the graveyard. I'm gonna lose 1 life to Waterlock Grove, 3 more to cast my second spell for the turn, which is not black. Green Sun Zenith, X is 5. I'm gonna find Whisperwood Elemental. It is a 4/4. At the beginning of my end step, manifest the top card of my library, and then I can sacrifice it. Until end of turn, face up non-token creatures you control gain. When this creature dies, manifest the top card of your library. Pass.
Lose a life from this on your upkeep.
Draw for turn. Take 2 from Shieldred.
Oh, sorry. End step. I gotta manifest.
Pay 2. I'm going to cast a Jessica's Will, losing 2 life off of my own cards. I control my commander, exiling the top 3, being a Fabled Passage, Cataract Parasite, and an Obnixilis the Hate Twisted. Pay a black Cataract Parasite, 2 from my Rug of Smothering. When an opponent draws a card, if I control a red permanent, I may have Cataract Parasite deals 1 damage to the player. Cast Obnixilis the Hate Twisted, lose 3. He says when an opponent draws a card, Obnixilis the Hate Twisted deals 1 damage to that player. Down tick, Obnixilis the Hate Twisted. I'm going to destroy Shieldred. You're going to draw 2 cards, Jason.
I will Saul in half Shieldred.
That's gross.
9.
I'll make 2 tokens. 1 will die.
You lose a life to Rug of Smothering.
Yep.
Play my Fabled Passage as my land for turn. Combat, swing 9 in the air at you, Jason.
Okay.
End step, I'll discard a Mountain, a Bloodseeker, a Swamp, and a Thought Vessel.
I will untap, upkeep. A bunch of shit will go on the stack. I'm going to activate Shifting Woodland to be a copy of Haywire Might. I'm going to sack it to kill this. I'm going to pay 4 to peer past the veil. Discard my hand, then draw X cards where X is the number of types in my graveyard. 7. I'll draw 7, gain 14.
You'll lose 14. Eater Egg Pedicite. You draw a card, I have a red permanent. Obnixilis the Hate Twisted. You're drawing cards, I'll deal 1 damage to you. Also, on cast of Peer in the Abyss, you'll lose 1 from Rug of Smothering and die before it resolves. Or Suit Imp because it's a non-black spell.
If you cast a spell, you
Crazy. Yeah, so I don't think there's a way out.
You did lose life. I'm not gonna lose life from Shieldred because he's dead when he does, though.
Correct. My turn then?
Yeah.
Untap upkeep. I will lose a life.
No,
No,
you
I won't. Correct. Draw for turn and lose 2, though. I'm gonna bounce this land with trade routes, and then I'm gonna play it. Trigger Manifest Dread. Odor will go to the graveyard. I will get this shiny new card over here. I'm going to pay 3 mana and flip up this Uro Titan of Nature's Wrath. Then I'm going to go to combat. And I'm going to attack you with Uro, these 3, and the Stun Protector.
You lose 5.
I will lose 5. Uro also triggers. I will gain 3, because I can gain life now.
You're welcome.
Your sacrifice has been noted, Jason.
And draw a card. And I can put a land in, but I don't got one of those.
You'll take 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only block the 2 big ones.
And you take 6.
I take 6, and I die.
Cool.
And Matt's able to manifest a victory despite being in Valgavoth's painful grip. I hope you enjoyed that game. See y'all next time. Thanks, patrons, especially Jacob M., Paul K., Jared R., Thaddeus R., Kiji CB, and Mad Hatter Mage CJ. And thank you to the rest of our patrons as well.